guess that'll learn me, won't it? If you saw my last video about the review on these Ridge Grapplers, I was talking about how I pretty frequent on getting the alignment done and rotations done. And when I do that, I always go to the dealership. So I bought these tires 2 years ago. I've been to the dealership 3 times now. 3 times since I've had them on there. Had them rotated twice, and I've had them aligned 3 times, the front end aligned. And that right front tire, I've always noticed, it's always been a little cockeyed. It's always been a little off. I thought it was just me. I noticed when I did the lift on it, it was really off. Both of the front tires had a lot of negative camber on them. Went and had it aligned, and the front tire seemed to be straight. This tire right here, this passenger side, still seemed to have a lot of negative camber on it, but that's just my naked eye. I thought, well, it just is what it is. I had it aligned, so it's got to be right. About 6 months later, I had it, went in, got the oil changed, got it rotated, got the alignment done, and see, that was the second time. Yep, that was the second time. And that's when I noticed when I got home that my back tires were swapped. So if you notice, let's see here. Oh, look, I'm also missing a center cap now. So you notice these spokes here, they're, I guess they call that swooping or digging, I don't know what they call it. So they're angled this way, so they're sweeping. If you flop these wheels are true directional, so if you swap them back, you put this one on the outside and this one on this side, they're going to be this way. The front ones are going to go this way. The back ones are going to go this way. Well, so that second time I went in and got the alignment done, I got home and I was getting ready to wash my truck, and there was something wrong with the back wheels. They just didn't look right. Well, because they had the back ones swapped. Front ones are right, the back ones are swapped. That attention to detail really didn't set well with me, so I said, well, they're not going to rotate my tires anymore. They can't even get the daggone wheels on right. So somehow they swapped the back ones, and I'm guessing they didn't swap the front ones. And then 2 weeks ago, you saw my last video, I did a review on the tires. I also ended up getting the front end aligned again. So that's the third time. I didn't get them rotated then, because I said they're not going to rotate my tires anymore. They can't put the wheels on right. I'm not going to have them rotate my tires. And I say that now because these fronts are extremely wore down on the inside. And it didn't happen over, so the last time I had it rotated that would have been August. This past August. They didn't get wore down that much in that amount of time. There's no way. So they didn't rotate them last time I was in there. They rotated the back ones, not the front ones. There's no way. And I'm going to swap these around real quick, and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. But they're real bad. But back to the alignment. So I had them aligned last week. Not last week, 2 weekends ago. I had them aligned again. Because again, it was pulling to the right, it just wasn't right. And so I took it to a local shop here, next town over, Goodyear Center, Tire Center. But it's locally owned, a little small business, and I had them check it out. Because honestly, this week's video was supposed to be me taking this lift kit back off, because I really wasn't happy with the way it rode. It rode really, really harsh in the front. But I wanted to give it one last try, maybe something's, because something wasn't right to me. And I thought maybe there's a chance that the front end alignment was causing the harsh ride. Doing alignment on it. Apparently they have this super special alignment machine. There's only 3 in the state of Texas. But so 2 weeks ago I had it aligned. They spent 2 hours yesterday trying to get this front end right. It was so out of whack. It took them 2 hours. I watched the truck go up and down on the lift a dozen times. They come off, they took it around, took it for a test drive, they put it back on, up and down again. The owner come in and said, man, he's having a heck of a time with it. That's why it's taking so long. I said, that's weird. I had it aligned 2 weeks ago. And the front end's been completely rebuilt 2 years ago. When I did the lift kit on it, I rebuilt the front end as well. They finally get it down. I paid for it. Cost less than what I paid at the dealership. Didn't get the dealership. I did have an oil change done. It was about the same price. I paid for it. I walk out. I look at the front right wheel and it's straight as can be, just like it should be. I get in and drive it home. It drove straight as an arrow, and it drove like it did when it was stock. So the whole time, it was this stupid alignment that I thought the GMC dealer had enough freaking sense to know how to do it. So apparently, what I'm guessing was, they would spend an hour trying to get it right. They couldn't get it right, so they just said to heck with it, send it out. Because the guys at the tire center over in the next town over, they fought and fought and fought, and they finally got it, and it's freaking right now, and it rides so much better. So I'm not going to be doing a debuild on this lift kit. Thank goodness, because that was a pain in the ass when it went on the first time. If you haven't seen it, go check out that video. It's one of the first videos I put up. But it was a bear to put on. So now what I'm doing is I'm just rotating my tires now, and I'll show you the difference between the front and the backs on these things. There's no way that they rotated these tires. There's no way they had the alignment right those 3 times that I took it in. I'm not going to say who it was. It is what it is. But this is just a lesson learned. And especially for me, I should have known better. From the type of work I'm in, you always have a second set of eyes. This isn't life or death, but where I come from, it could mean life or death. But it's real important to just look over somebody's work. And it's also a lesson learned on why it's good to be able to do your own kind of work. I'm not a wheel and tire balancer or alignment guy, but I know I'm not going next time. But let me get these swapped around. I've already done the other side. It's cold as a mess out today. It's in the 30s. I think it's 30 degrees. It was 20 something when I woke up. I'm in a t-shirt because I've already rotated the other side when I had 2 layers of jackets on and I'm worked up a sweat. We're going to get these swapped out. I'm going to get these front tires off, bring them together, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about with this premature wear, and it's not pretty. But let me get my stuff all lined up here. We'll get her all taken apart. Oh my. These wheels are so dirty. My center cap decided to leave town, find a better home. Thank goodness Custom Offsets sent me a brand new one, so free of charge. So that's a big shout out to Custom Offsets. I appreciate that. Called them this morning. I'm out of breath. I'm only 32, but these things are on tight. Yeah, I noticed that center cap was missing this morning. Called them up, gave my invoice number. They said they had me a new one shipped right away. I said, how much? I said, nothing. It's pretty badass. If you guys are in the market for wheels and tires, hit them up. Great customer service. It's rare you find that anymore. All right. You see that? You see the difference? Look at that. This is what came off the back. And this is my front. It is. Look at that. That's unset. 100%. Let's see. I paid $1,169 for these tires. It's not a bad price. Discount, I think it's $1,400. Excuse me. Discount, I think it's $1,400 for new tires for the same size. So $1,169 is not bad. But it's more than I want to pay for tires every 2 years because somebody doesn't want to do their job. So let me get it swapped around and we'll get this closed out. Got it. Nice if I had a center cap. I don't. Probably off at a farm with other center caps. A nice big farm. Where center caps can run free. Chase rabbits. That's what center caps do. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some underwears. Oh crap. Usually I clean the insides of these wheels whenever I rotate them, but it's way too cold. Breathe my whole fingers off. Looks like I missed one. Well, you do 2 passes. Well, now it's all that's left is I gotta reset my sensors. I gotta go find a battery for my little gadget. Reset my sensors. And that's it. So at the end of the day, looks like I'll be buying tires a lot sooner than I thought I'd be buying tires. But I had in my mind I would go to the dealership with this truck. Have them do the oil changes and then make the routine maintenance, not the major rework like the lift kit and the suspension rebuild. Just the routine maintenance, because it's always the nicest truck I've ever had. And I really like this truck. Anybody that knows me knows that I'm probably gonna be buried in this truck. But I thought I'd do the right thing and let someone else do the routine maintenance. That way it's on record. For the reason I really wanted to get rid of it or trade it in. It'd have that history on it. Won't be doing that again. But I think I'll get a few more years. Probably not a few more, but I'll probably get at least another 2 years out of these tires. Rotate them on the back. Just keep rotating them like I'm supposed to. It's just really the inside that's really bad on it. Matter of fact, if you watch my last video where I did the measurements, where I said I was down about 50%, that was the tire that I measured off of. I could probably measure this one and tell you what it is, but I mean, it might be down 40%. It's really not down that much where I measured it. I kind of measured it in the middle. So it's probably a little bit less than that one, but just eyeballing the inside is really, really bad. Not really, really bad. It's, compared to that one, it's a lot less. But I think that's all I got. Yeah, I think it's gonna be a wrap for today. Again, this isn't what I was gonna do today. Thank goodness I don't have to do that now. But I think in a few weeks I'll go ahead and do my review on this lift. Now that I'm going to keep it on there now, I wasn't going to do a review on it just because I thought I was going to take it off. But I'll do a review on it. Anybody that saw my last video about the review on these tires, just ignore the whole bouncy front end or really stiff ride. These tires, they do ride a little bit stiff, but not as bad as what I thought it was. It was just a really bad alignment. The truck does ride a lot better now. Still ride, the whole suspension overall rides kind of stiff anyway, just because from factory, these MagneRide suspensions ride a little stiffer than the ones that come with the factory. I think Rancho shocks that comes on the factory Z70 ones, non-MagneRide. So it does ride a little bit stiffer, but this rides like it did from the factory plus. Well, it rides like it did when I got it, because I had Toyos on it when I got it. These ride about the same as the Toyos did, so go ahead and X that one off my last video's remarks. Shoot, I forgot what I was gonna say. That's one thing about my videos. I don't script anything. It's just kind of off the hill, or off the cuff. It takes me about an hour to finally hit the play button or the record button. Sometimes longer, depends on what's going on. But For those of you that have been checking out my videos, I really appreciate it. It means a lot. Anybody that knows me, this is really kind of out of pocket for me. Like I said, it usually takes me quite a bit of time to hit that record button. But once I get going, again, it's just me speaking. I don't have any scripts. I'm not sponsored by anybody, so you're going to get my true honest opinion. Whether it's ignorant or educated, I don't know. It's just my opinion. But I appreciate you guys that have checked out my videos. I really appreciate that. It really means a lot to me. It's what I enjoy doing. I just like tinkering around with cars and trucks. But you got to check out the next one. The next one will be working on the Help Pony. I just ordered a bunch of suspension parts for it today. We're going to go through and the front and rear on it. We're going to go ahead and completely redo it. She's a high mileage little hooker there. And I think we need to get that suspension dialed back in. Not doing anything exotic with it. We're just going back with factory. It's my wife's car. She doesn't want anything hot rodded, so even though it's cammed, it's got a big loud exhaust on it. She doesn't want a race car. Go figure. But that's what we'll do next time. So hope to see you guys on the next one. Glad you guys checked this one out. Again, lesson learned. Do your homework. Make sure you're crossing your T's and dotting your I's and all that good stuff. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope everybody's safe and sound. Hope it's not as cold over here as it is here. Well, it probably is. If you're up north, it's probably really dang gum cold. I mean, but hope everybody's doing well. And we'll see you next time. I appreciate you.